We're going to go through the process this week and see what's going on. Obviously, we opened up the window for Jason. It's good to have him back out there, and we're going to take everything that we can from yesterday's practice to today till Friday, gather all that information, talk to the athletic training staff, talk to Jason, talk to Riley and stuff, and just make sure we're all on the same page. But we'll base that decision a little bit later on. I don't want to speculate if we're going to do it this week or not. Who knows? We just got to make sure everything's right, like I talked about last week with Jason.
The simplest thing would have been just to ride it out with Riley, who's done very well.
He's done great. And I think that's part of the process, too. We'll talk about that, how well he's doing. Obviously, he kicked a career long in Pittsburgh in crazy weather. That'll be part of the process, too, of how well he's been doing, too. So we'll gather all that information, talk about it, as an organization, and base our decision on a bunch of different things.
Did Jason ask for this? In other words, does he want the opportunity to prove to himself and the team that he's capable of kicking, looking towards next year?
Yeah, I don't want to speak for Jason. I just know that Jason's a competitor, and he's always going to want to go out there and compete, no matter what. He wants to help the team win, whether it's going out there and kick or whether it's helping out Riley or helping out Joe or Jake Bailey. But I'll let you ask I'll let you ask Jason on that if he wants to play.
There's no way that you would ever have two kickers active for
Not that I'm aware of. I've only had that happen one time, and that was a long time ago with Ryan Suckup. He was dealing with an injury, and we had two kickers up. That was the only time that we've had that.
Craig, Jason's under contract for next year. Is your personal position A, Jason is our kicker
Multiple
when he's
choice?
healthy?
Okay.
It's going to be a multiple
Okay,
choice question.
all right.
A, Jason is the Miami Dolphins kicker when he's healthy. Or B, the organization, whoever is in charge, needs to make a decision over the next 7 or 8 months who our kicker is. Do you fall under A or do you fall under B?
I fall under, I'm not going to really get into that until we actually have to. But I love the question. But, again, both kickers are they've done an unbelievable job throughout their career. Riley's doing a great job this year. Obviously, Jason was over 90%. This is a great problem. All right, and I don't want to say it's a problem. It's just a great thing to have two really good kickers that are doing a really good job.
Jason focus on the sort of shorter kicks? In other words, is it you start like a layup and then you kind of work your way towards the
I do that to everyone. I always start with a layup, whether it's Riley, whether it's any kicker. Any first kick that we have is always usually what we consider a layup for those guys, and then we'll eventually move those guys back. So to say that when Jason goes and kicks that we're going to really kind of tone it down too much, maybe, but we always start out with a small kick anyways for those guys.
When it comes to the kickoff that was short of the landing zone, was that no, just kidding. What happened there?
Yeah, I mean, he just got done kicking his career-long 54 yards into that open area, which was an unbelievable kick. We just have to have that ball land in the landing zone. We were trying to have one of those kicks like Joe likes with those little missile kicks, but he just didn't get it there. So obviously not what we're looking for the opponent to start at the 40-yard line, and there's no one harder on himself than Riley is. So he wanted to get back out there and kick another one, but it's just unfortunate that it happened.
How much do you think that kick got Pittsburgh going? Because they had the 60-yard field, they scored the touchdown, and then it's 4 straight possessions.
Yeah, we didn't give great position, field position. They did it to us too. So, that could have helped them with momentum and things like that. But we're just trying to look to hit the ball and trying to do what's best for the team. If we can try to hit a dirty ball where we get the ball in the landing zone and they try to fumble it around and we tackle out to 25, great. If not, we just don't want that to happen. Getting the ball at the 40-yard line.
With the career-long field goal, what can you tell us about Pittsburgh and the open end zone versus, because we know the water's right there and the wind. How can you tell us the difference?
Yeah, one, you're dealing with the weather there too. Wind, all those different types of situations that happen in Pittsburgh. You got that open end where it's the river's right there. So it was great that Riley and Jake, they came out early. They saw how the wind was. They saw the field conditions. And then, my biggest thing when I talk to Riley or I talk to Jake is, okay, where's the line for each one of you guys? You know, if it's going to be Riley, hey, here's the line during the course of the game. Here's one at the end of the game where he likes to go and kick. He might say, hey, Craig, the 40-yard line at the end of the game might be my deal, 42, 43. Then Jake would be, hey, Craig, I really don't want to kick into that open end, or Craig, it's not a big deal right now because the wind wasn't a factor during that time. So all those different types of communications really help us out.
How honest are kickers when it comes to that?
Oh, that's a great question. You know, it's my job to see that out on the field because they want to kick every kick, right? Whether it's a 50-yarder, a 60-yarder, whatever it is. Riley, Jason, they're going to have the confidence to go out there and kick that long field goal. It's my job to kind of sit there and see, okay, how'd it go during pregame? Do I feel like they could make it from 58 yards? Do I feel like they could make it from 52 during the course of the game because of the wind or the weather and things like that? But I would rather have an overly confident kicker. We just got to make sure that we do what's right for the team and not try to kick personal goals and 58-yarder and some bad weather games where we would give the defense the ball towards midfield if we end up missing the kick. But
That was his longest.
yeah.
He must have felt pretty confident.
He felt really confident, like he was running out there. We haven't even given the signal for field goal, and he started running out there. So I think he wanted to go out there, obviously, and kick that ball 54 yards. So which was great to see, and end up putting us up 3-0. Just really good kick for him.
If I asked you to make the case for Jake Bailey going to the Pro Bowl, what would you say?
Well deserved. Like I think he has done a great job with a lot of different things. One obviously is his field punts. He's up there in the top of the league too with his hang times. You know, would I say he's hitting the ball crazy as far as gross? No. But what he's doing is he is matching distance with hang time and getting direction on his punts. You know, and that's what we're asking for as coaches. Can you match up your hang time with the distance? He has done that. The touchbacks, he's only had 2 on the year. He's done a really good job of pinning people inside the 10-yard line. I can't say enough of great things about Jake. You know, hopefully, I know he'll be in consideration for it, but I know it'd be a great honor for him to get that.
Isaiah Johnson, the play he made.
Which one?
Okay, per play.
Yeah.
Is that something you had seen from him in practice that you knew he was capable of?
Yeah, this guy's shown up a lot during practice, and that's what you're looking for with the guy who's playing on the practice squad is how are you developing, how are you getting better each and every single day, and we saw that from Isaiah. We saw it on the look kickoff team. We saw it on the look punt team. You know, a bunch of different phases. This guy just stood out, and each week I know our head coach gives out, you know, scout team players of the week, and Isaiah I think has gotten it a couple times. Like he has just really impressed us as coaches, especially me. You know, it's been awesome to have him out there and for him to make a play on punt, him to make a play on kickoff team. It was great to see all that hard work paying off for him.
Holder.
Well, that's one thing that we'll continue to work on this week because it was Tua, and now you know Zach has done some things, so we'll continue to work that this week along with our backup long snappers that we've been doing every single week too.